If you like playing video games and you have a PlayStation 5 and you want to try a keyboard and mouse while you play some Fortnite or other cross-gen games, stay tuned because we're going to do some demoing in this video. Welcome back to the channel. Hit the like and subscribe button. So as you saw in the intro of the video, we're discussing the option of playing with a keyboard and mouse on the PlayStation 5. Now you can do this with other consoles as well. You just have to set it up. If you have an Xbox Series X or an Xbox One, you can connect a keyboard and mouse to it and play. Now it's up to you if you want to try this, because there are some advantages to playing certain cross-platform games. If you are somebody that has cross-platform enabled, for instance on Fortnite, you can gain a little bit of an advantage if you know how to use a keyboard and mouse. Now, one thing that PC gamers have, they do have more configurations than the console side, but there are some benefits of playing with a regular controller. For some people, it's more comfortable being able to just connect it, sit back, and play. With the keyboard and mouse, you definitely have to have the desk space, as it's more comfortable to play while you're on the desk. But what are the benefits to playing with a keyboard and mouse rather than a controller? One thing is that the aim and assist is much faster. Aiming with the gun or just moving it around tends to be much faster and a little bit easier to manage, since you're able to just flick your wrist around and use the left click for shooting, right click for aiming, and you can use the scroll for adjusting the weapon that you want to have on hand. As for movement, it's your standard as you would be doing on a PC game. You would use your WSAD buttons. Now, if you do have a weapon and you want to pick it up, you'll have to use the E button. Now here we're just going through some of the settings, because you can make certain adjustments as you can do with the controller as well, but you have other options for keyboard and mouse. Cross-platform games do have this option. Now, I am not saying that this will make you a better gamer, because there are some things that you still have to learn. First off, you do have to make the adjustments. As you see me going through here, there are some things that you can change to help out, but you will have to adjust it to your own liking. As you can see, you are able to just move with the mouse. It's recognized and it's fairly easy to set up. You can use the regular USB connection for the keyboard. Now, if you want to also use a wireless mouse, you can just connect the dongle into the back USB port or the front, whichever one you prefer. You can also use the USB-C connection if you have a USB-C to USB dongle. It's up to you, but you have a lot of options when it comes to a PlayStation 5. You do have also other options on other consoles. Most consoles will have at least 2 USB ports, which you can use for the keyboard and mouse. You can set up wireless or wired keyboards, and you can even use a gaming keyboard and mouse. It's up to you what you prefer and what your preference is. So now, as you can see, we are in the game. Moving around with the mouse tends to be a little bit easier, just because your wrist is moving back and forth instead of your thumb having to move around to take the look. So the things that you have to get used to is the overall movement, because if it's something that you haven't played with before, it does take some time to adjust. Aiming, you'll use the right stick. Shooting is the right click. So switching the weapons, you can either use the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever the placements are on the weapon bar. Now, the other thing that you can just do is just scroll, and that will do the selection. If it comes to build, that's a little bit harder. You have to use the Q button and go through the process of building, but it's also something that you can adapt real quickly to and get the hang of it. So this is my first time playing the game with a keyboard and mouse, just to test it out and see if I like it, if I would want to continue playing this way. So far, it's been with a standard controller, which I just prefer myself since it's a pick up and play. But some people do want to use a keyboard and mouse for other purposes. They might not want to buy a computer and using a PlayStation 5 or a PS4. They have options of using this. This is an alternative method of gaming with your friends and maybe get a little bit better, because some people just prefer a different method. The biggest things to get used to, again, are the movement, because you're used to moving your thumbs and looking around. Now you're moving your wrist, you're clicking left, right, you're scrolling. The other hand has to move up and down to move the player. Now you can get pretty good if you just move forward and look around. At least that will make it easier. But if you have to go left, right, and back, that takes a little bit of an adjustment on how your placements are on your fingers. Now again, building is a different piece, which you would have to use the Q button to build. I myself don't build as much, so in this testing I'm not going to demonstrate that. It's mainly just to give you other options. As you can see, switching between the guns was fairly easy. Jumping, you would use the space bar. Now there is also the print screen. If you want to take a screenshot, the PlayStation 5 will recognize it and take the screenshot. Alright, so here we're going to be running around a little bit, and I really do like the look feature just because it does feel much faster than it would do on a controller. But because I'm used to a controller, it's not as comfortable in the beginning. So being that this is my first time playing this way, it's taking a moment to adjust. Also, I wish there was an easier button to press to pick up or consume some of these items. E is right next to the W, so you can kind of get there really quick. It's just that you will have to get used to it. I think overall it's muscle memory, so the more you use it, the better you will get. I think the biggest part that users will get a benefit is when they are in an encounter. So when they see somebody and they need to start playing, I think that's where some of the benefits are. So let's go ahead and check and see this here. So there has to be somebody in that truck. Let's go ahead and shoot it down and see what happens. We'll fire up and explode it. Now in this game itself, like I said, it's me testing it out, so I did not gather as many weapons in this process. Alright, seems like there might be a glitch because the player itself is stuck after the explosion. And let's just go ahead and process the elimination. We eliminated. Okay, there's another player. And this is kind of the aiming process. You can see it's much faster to aim and adjust. Even switching the weapons tends to be much quicker response even on first play, so being able to eliminate really quickly. So that was kind of a quick play. As I'm going through here, there will be another player and I will try to eliminate them, but they will end up getting the best of me. And I'm learning to adapt with the keyboard and mouse, but still my go-to will be a controller, and you might want to have one on hand. Overall, these are the options. You can use a keyboard and mouse, and if you want to hone your skills, you can. So go ahead and give it a try. If you like these videos, hit the like and subscribe button, and thank you for watching.